Today we will study how vaccines made. First of all, we study the definition of vaccines that is given in our book. According to the definition, vaccine is a material which contain weakened or kit pathogens and is used to produce immunity against disease. Vaccine is such thing that the weak bacteria is insert into our body. After insertion, if reach this immune system of our body, and strengthen it. All of you student are aware of vaccines that when little babies are born, they are taken vaccinated first. So that our children can be protected from these dangerous disease, from further diseases. Allah forbid, if these disease happen to them, they can be harmful and can be permanent illness for them. After knowing the vaccination, now let's study its purposes. When the vaccine is injected in our body, in consequence our body will be exposed for the weak bacteria of these dangerous disease. As a result, our body will create an immunity against disease. And if we are exposed to this disease again, in future, as a result, the disease will not be able to harm us seriously, and we will be able to survive the effect of this disease. Polio is an example of this disease, and Allah forbid, if a child become patient of polio, that it cause its legs to be damaged. But if the child who has been vaccinated by a polio vaccine, then it will not be able to harm him. But if he has any severity, then the child will only be fevered and then he will recover. So the main purpose of vaccine is that we should create such immunity inside our body, so that when the disease attack us again, there is already a strong defense against the disease inside our body that can bear the disease intensity and fight against it. Now we study at the time when we inject the vaccine inside the body, what are the changes happen in the body. For example, Marsh's virus, these viruses can't cause infection of muscles inside our body, because they has become weak. These germs will enter into our body by increasing their breeds, but since they are very weak and cannot produce so much illness, so due to this, there will be a slight illness in the child, and the child will be fevered or he will become weak, so as a result our body has exposed, in which our body has identified this weak virus. So when this weak virus enter in the body will recognize that weak virus and develop an immune reaction against it. And now what will happen to the result of this immune response? Our body will create antibodies as a result, and the antibodies are some specific type of protein, and this specific type of protein will kill this virus. As a result, our body will be saved from this disease. Not only the purpose of killing these viruses, but due to this specific process, memory cells will become inside the body. What are these memory cells? These cells are cells that develop specific types of antibodies to kill these viruses. So when our body fully exposed to them and will recognize these viruses, then these memory cells will save these viruses, as a memory, these cells like hard dish of our body, that our body get exposed to this virus. And whether this virus is entered in our body or trying to enter to make an infection inside our body, then these memory cells will produce immediately antibodies, which will kill these viruses. Look at this animation. If the muscles again attack our body, then these memory cells immediately recognize if, and then they make antibodies against it immediately, due to which body will not affected by injection. Now look at this image, the texture of shape is being seen in this image, look at them there, these are antibodies. By the way, these are not basically the type of structures, this is just an artistic drawing. But if its original structure is seen in terms of 3 dimensions, then by drawing it becomes nearly to Y shape. These antibodies are which proteins that when it bacteria or viruses come in our body, it immobilizes the virus and the bacteria, and then the virus is unable to perform any other action, and that's how it save or protect our body. Now I give you some extra information that our body makes antibodies which are specific, and this the same type of antibodies, does not work against all bacteria viruses. But rather, if the muscles entered in our body, as a result, therefore antibodies will be developed against it, so it will only affect on muscles virus, and will inactivate it. It is not possible for antibodies that if any other virus or bacteria has entered after the muscles, and if it produced any illness. So the antibodies will not kill them too. Rather its against will be prepared different antibodies. In this way our body develops millions of antibodies in our body. But if I ask you a question over here, that we are studying the subject of biotechnology and in this we have studies many different things. That how we have extracted the gene from plant, and then tested it, and then transmit it to animals, and the animal genes moved to the plants. So it is not possible that we also make vaccine through biotechnology method, or it will be made through genetic engineering. So, yes, it is also possible, and our scientists are working on it. Apart from vaccines, there are more products that are made through biotechnology method. For example, you are watching growth hormones, in this image. And what are the growth hormones? Those people who has their growth deficiency are given these growth hormones, after which their regular development starts in the body. Now you can see the difference in the image when after taking injection and before take the injection in the body, that how the injection is enhancing the body muscles and improve them. Now here's another example. Clotting factor. What are these clotting factors? When someone gets cut on his body or his hand, it become a cut in the damage area that stop bleeding, so it's a specific reaction that which our body produced it. And there are some people in which this clotting factor is not made. And they are called hemophilia. And if such a person gets hurt or an injury, as a result they are very bleeding, which can also the cause of their death. Now scientists are making these clotting factors through biotechnology method. People who have deficiency of clotting factors, are given that injection to them, which prevent their blood. Now our topic is over here. Thank you.